Hello and welcome to my beta 1.7.3 survival world. I've had this world for about 3 months now, and I just wanted to show you guys the progress I've been able to make so far. And we're gonna start right here in this town, which doesn't have a name yet, but it's a pretty cozy town. So once we enter from the forest, we have this road, which I'm eventually gonna connect to all the other builds that are going to come in the future. But for now, this just leads into the forest, literally nowhere. And we have a few wheat fields around, because that's basically the whole premise of this town. And it's a farming village. You can see another field over there. But it's turning night, so let me quickly get some sleep. Alright, that's better. So now we're in the town square. And this isn't finished. As you can see, the whole floor is still grass. We need to texture it up with some cobblestone as well as some gravel. And we're actually passing by this house first, but I'm gonna show this house last. So let's start with the Oakenmere Manor. Oakenmere is a name that I've come up with for this town. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it, but that's one idea I had at least. So the manor is like the main house and of the feudal lord, or whatever you called it in medieval times. It's like the house of the landlord. And we have an upstairs area with a bunch of bookshelves and a painting. And yeah, you have a pretty nice view out the window here. But there's nothing really upstairs. But we have a chest where I'm storing all of my nether items. And then we have a chimney, as well as this little thing that sticks out from the building. And a lot of stuff, just like some random crates around here. And little backstory on this house. When I first started building this house, and I'm gonna put a screenshot on screen right now, I didn't really like it because it was just a plain cobblestone. You can see in the other builds I mixed it in with some regular stone. And I didn't really like it, but now it is one of my favorite builds, to be honest. Especially if you walk into here, you can just look up into the second floor. That just gives it sort of a really grand feel, although it is a very cozy and tiny house. But yeah, we have some bookshelves in here, nice little carpet, and the special thing and why I use this house to store nether stuff. And maybe I should explain how I'm storing all the stuff. Like each of these houses has a different purpose, why it's here, and most of them are just for storage. Like in this house, which you're gonna get to later, I store all of the, what's it called? Wool. Yeah, exactly, I store all of the wool. And in this, I store all of the nether stuff, and it is because we have a nether portal down in the basement. So as you can see, this whole area is just pretty much floating. I did use this area down here to mine a lot of dirt for the area up above. So this used to be, the land used to be down here, but I just put it up a few blocks because I thought it fitted way better. And I have my nether portal down here, and you can see some of the farms of the farm area. This is the farm to the right of where we started. But let's continue checking out the houses. Alright, and the next house is this. As I already told you, I'm gonna use this to store all of the wool and nothing in here, as well as the sugarcane. And this is one of the few houses that does not have a completed interior on the second floor. I tried to complete all interiors because then the town would be finished, but it isn't finished, so I'm gonna work on that later. Then we have the next house, which actually also has a name, and it's called the Lore Keep Library. And as the name suggests, this is a library. We have a few bookshelves around here, and this is like the counter where the person is, you can buy the books from. And I imagine this is like a little reading corner. I incorporated some wool into the floor, but yeah, I imagine this as a really cozy reading corner. And now we have an upstairs with the really big bookshelves. And this place, especially if it rains in Minecraft, is so cozy up here. We have a lot of sitting areas where you can sit, and a lot of bookshelves, and we have this little corner around here. And why I called it the Lore Keep Library is basically because all the tools that are almost broken will end up in this chest. I'm gonna put them in here, and then eventually this is just gonna fill up, and we can see how many tools we actually used up. So it kind of keeps the lore of the world, and that's why I call it the Lore Keep Library. Now we continue on to this barn, and this doesn't actually have anything inside because passive animals like chickens and sheep and everything, they would just despawn, so there's no point in putting them in there. And hay bales and such things don't exist yet, so this is just empty, but we just have to imagine as like this is filled. Then in the back we have another wheat field with a scarecrow in the middle. And as I said, this is like sort of a farming village. And I'm gonna plant a few more fields around here, but they're just really a ton of work to put together, because you might not see it that well, but under every single field we have some fences that prevents me from trampling the crops. As you can see, I'm jumping around and the farmland stays as it is. Yeah, we can peek through here and you can just barely see the fences we have. And this takes up a lot of wood. And I also started terraforming this area up here because of some weird reason with the beta terrain generation. This just generated as stone. And I also eventually want to put a small little church or a chapel up here on this cliff. And I think that will bring the village to a nice end to finish it up with. But before that, we first gotta finish the town squares with some markets and stuff, and terraform this land and add some fields. So there's a lot to do still. Now we come around to this house, and I actually use this for a lot of stuff. Firstly, I have a fishing rod and a few fish in here. We have this dock on the outside, which is also pretty nice, and you can just fish. And for some reason I have a single piece of wool in there. I guess a sheep drowned or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, we have this nice little dock where you could... In the future I'm gonna put a fishing boat here, so just imagine that this is used for fishing. And now if you go upstairs, I actually have my furnaces here, which I should empty. Yeah, I should definitely empty them. But here I have the furnaces and a little bookshelf, and I mainly use this for cobblestone, which I do not have that much of right now. I mean, it's still a lot, but the most of the cobblestone went to building the castle, but we're gonna see that later. And then I just have, for some reason, a few buckets as well as some bones. But that's basically what this house is used for. Now we get to this house, where I don't store anything on the inside. I just have this chest where I store all of the wheat, because I imagine this as some sort of bakery. That's why it has the roof or the awning right here. And I just imagine that they're selling bread in here. Now if we actually go on the inside, you can see that there is no interior yet. And up here there's also nothing yet. And this is by far the biggest house of this town. But I also have to finish the interior on that. As you might already have guessed, I'm not the biggest fan of building interiors, but well, it is what it is. Now this, let's first take a look from the outside, is my little starting house. When I first started this world, this was the first house that I built, and it still is my base, or the main storage facility of this world. You can see right here we have some pretty random stuff. We have my bed and another furnace. Those were just the essentials I needed to begin with. Now if you climb up the stairs, we have my materials. Then we also have all of my wood, and I have a bunch of saplings from farming the wood for all of the roofs and stuff on these houses. Then right here we have all of my sand, dirt and gravel, so basically every natural material. And in here we have the food, but I don't use this chest anymore since I only eat bread, as I have the large wheat fields, and that supply me with way more wheat than I actually need. Then we also have this little writing desk where you can look out and see the lighthouse, which is the next building we're gonna tour. But before that, we're gonna go to sleep. And luckily we have a bed right here. Oh, can't sleep yet. Now we should be able to sleep. There we go. Perfect. Right, so if we follow this path along here, we can actually see the lighthouse. And I think it turned out really cool. It needed a lot of attempts to look like it looks now. I had a lot of failed attempts. I'm not sure if I have a screenshot of it. If I have one, I'm gonna put it on screen right now, but I don't think I do. So basically we have this nice little bridge over here. And then this is the main house at the bottom. And this also is in need of an interior. But now we get to the top and you can see we have some sort of fire pot, and there used to be some fire in there. The problem is it burnt down the entire roof because it's made of wood, and so I had to put it out. Maybe I'm gonna put a glowstone block in there, but it just doesn't give off the same effect. But one thing you definitely have up here is a great view of the town. Once we have the chapel up there, it's gonna really tie in like the skyline of the village. But yeah, I think that looks really cool. And one thing I like to do is to just jump down. And now we only have one house left of this town to show you. And this is the train station. So obviously I picked the train station as the last house because we're gonna leave this village for now. And there it is, that's the train station. This house is fully done. One of the few that actually has a second floor interior. So right in there, you can travel to other areas. And I have a few minecarts here. Then we have just a waiting area where people can sit. And now up here we have some sort of hotel rooms. And so why I built this in here, and I guess it's a random cobblestone block, I don't know. So if people arrive by train or by minecart and it's night or they just need a bit of rest, they can just take one of these rooms and they can stay in here. They have everything they need, bookshelf, bed, and they also get a nice little view of the area. But they can take this room or this room and they can just stay overnight. And this I imagine as like some sort of coat hanger or like a little closet thing. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I really like this interior, dividing it up into rooms. That's something I haven't done in a lot of other buildings. But let's take a train ride to the next area. And it really took me a long time to dig this entire tunnel out. And I still have to decorate it, but that's a project for another time. For now it's good as it is. So yeah, just enjoy the minecart ride and I'll get back to you once we arrive. Alright, we arrived. And this area is actually not finished at all. This is really just a work in progress. And let me quickly turn the render distance up again. Nice, perfect. So you can see it's really unfinished. I just put some random blocks in here as just to stop the minecart. And we do have a lot of space in here because this is a bigger house. Because where I am currently at, we're gonna build a city, not a town. We're gonna build the main city, the capital city of this world. So if we just go outside, you can see this is a bit of a different build style from the town. It is way bigger, but I think it also looks quite cool. We have this bit that sticks out. And this is a train station on this side. We also still need to texture up this wall, or even the lower parts of the walls. And I guess I just gave it away, but yeah, I also built a castle, or I am building a castle in here. But in the future, the entire city is gonna look like this. Houses that look like this. They're just gonna spread all the way over here. And we're gonna get to the castle soon, but I have to show you one really cool thing about this area. And this is the reason why I picked this area to build the castle in the first place. If we come around here, you can see we have this. Come on. Yeah, there we go. You can see we have this really nice arch, and I didn't terraform any of this. This is just how I found it. And I think that looks just so cool, this arch. And now just imagine, I mean, you can already see some of the castle, but you can only see the front parts. Now imagine this going all the way around here and up there. It's gonna look so cool if you arrive by ship. We're gonna build like a port in here. And so I have big plans, and the city's gonna expand all the way up to here. And there you can see the train station again. But it's just such a cool location for a castle. And we have a flat open area, and this spawns like this without trees. So I thought it was perfect. Now the castle, I got inspired by some really medieval German, like the typical castle. And we have this front entrance gate with like these towers and the walkway up on top. And you can see this castle also isn't finished. It's the project I am focusing on right now. Although I should be finishing the town, I am working on a castle. But you know how it is. Always work on the thing that you're motivated the most. So if we go in here, there is no interior. It's just some scaffolding along here. You can get up, and you can see that's where like the guards would stand to defend the castle and stuff. And you can go even further up, for example in the other tower. You get an even better view. Eventually I'm gonna put some masts in here with a flag on top. But for that I need to design a flag. If any of you guys watching this video have ideas for colors or for themes for this flag, let me know in the comments down below. But let's quickly get back, and you can see we can also get on top of this other tower, but that's not really that big of a difference. Yep, it looks the same. Now if we get back down, we have a bit of storage. Those are the materials I'm working with in here currently. We can get to this other house, and this is just really temporarily built from the inside, because currently I'm focusing on the outside and just on roughly getting the shapes done, and later we are gonna focus on the inside and on all of the details. But we have this bit that sticks out with some windows. I think it looks pretty cool. And then we have this exit through here, where you can get up on top of the castle walls. Ignore the missing roof and the temporary blocks, that's just what I'm working on currently. But yeah, we're gonna continue this wall over there, put in a tower there, another piece of wall, and then like a big living house, as well as this diagonal one, and another tower goes on there. And now the really cool thing, if we increase our render distance again, you can just barely make out in a difference. Come on, load in. There it is. You can just barely make out the town. It's just far enough away that only the lighthouse renders in. And maybe if we go all the way up here. No, it still doesn't render in. But I think the view is just really cool. And now, if we can see the lighthouse from here, we should also be able to see the castle from the lighthouse. So once this is finished, this is gonna look so cool. And I really can't wait to do that and show you guys that. But that's basically the whole world tour. I am gonna show you guys the farms that I have going on in this world. I am not a big fan of all of the worlds. Or what am I talking about? I'm not a big fan of farms because that's just one less thing to do in Minecraft. So I'm gonna walk back to the town because that's where the farms are at. So by castle, and we're gonna walk over there. But I think the castle is gonna really tie this world together and you can really feel that it feels medieval. And once we build the whole city around the castle, it's gonna feel even better. And I know that the townhouses, or the capital townhouses, capital city houses, are quite big. So we need to leave some space between these houses and between the castle to make the castle seem even more grand. Because the castle isn't really that big. Oh. Creeper. Don't blow up, please. Thank you. Yeah, so now we're back and I am gonna build a road along the coast right here. And then we enter the village again. So let's quickly hop in a house where we're safe. So the first farm that I have is down in the caves. Or before I'm gonna show you the farms, I am gonna show you my mine. And for the mine I used a cool concept, but it was just way too much work, and you're gonna see pretty soon. To be exact, right now. So I first of all have this big tunnel that goes as far as I need it to be. And then we have each 2 high, 1 wide tunnels where I'm strip mining. And you can see I always write on the sign above how many diamonds I found after I give up mining or something. And you can see the date where I mined it at. Here I got 0 diamonds, 0, 0, but there's a lava lake. Here I got 0 again, but here I got 4 diamonds, so I got a bit lucky. 1, 3, 10 diamonds. That was pretty good. 0, 0, 8. And as you can see, it was just way too much work always writing the signs. So I stopped it, but yeah, we have a nice little cave system down here that I explored. And I basically took out all the resources except for redstone, because I don't really need it and it takes forever to mine. But yeah, I just thought if I'm giving you guys a world tour, I might as well show everything. So let's get back up the stairs to show you guys the farms, which are also in the caves, just a bit more further up. And here to the right, we have to enter this pathway. You get by this little pond. Now we just have to follow this tunnel where I heard spiders. And I just stuck into the direction I thought I heard them in. That's why it's so windy in the path. But if we get down here, you can see we have an actual spider farm. Spiders spawn up there and they just get stung by the cactus and they die. The wool, or not the wool, the string drops in here. I collect it right here and we can just, they can see I stand right here AFK and I get all of the wool or the string. What am I talking about? Today is really not my day. So if we follow this pathway, this was really lucky that I found another spawner so nearby. So if we go down here, I believe it is, you can see we again have a point to stand on. But right here, you can maybe just hear it. Yep, we have a skeleton spawner. So I get all of the drops from skeletons. And that's pretty cool. And those are the only 2 farms that I have in this world. As I said, I am not a big fan of having automatic farms. But killing mobs in the night, like spiders and skeletons, is just way too risky. And it's not really that time efficient. So for those 2 things, I think farms are fine. But like the TNT wood farms and stuff, not a huge fan. Maybe I'm gonna build one in the future. But for now, I'm perfectly happy chopping down the trees manually with my axe. But maybe that's just a me thing. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree with me or not. But now we're back in here in the basement. So let's see, is it still night? Yep, it's still night. So let's head into the library to sleep real quick. There we go. And that's basically it for the world tour. I mean, I only played in it for 2 months, so you can't expect that much. Where's the zombie? I hear you. Where are you? Well, I don't know. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this little world tour. And I'm gonna give you guys a few more updates as I progress further along. Continue on the castle and stuff. So now we can see if we can see the castle. We have to turn the render distance all the way up. That's all the way down. So if we stand here, yeah, we can see the mountain rendering in. And there we go. There we can see the castle. So once this is complete, it's gonna look way better. But I'm happy with my world as it is right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.